Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Diecast Garage. Today, I'm going to be talking about my collection of Dukes of Hazzard memorabilia and a little something that you haven't probably seen in my videos. Well, you might have gotten a glimpse of it in a YouTube short, but we're going to talk a little bit more about it in depth, and we're going to have to pull out the white gloves because some of this stuff is not cheap. So let's go ahead and let's jump right into this. I want to say review, but it's just an overview of the Hazzard County collection right here at Diecast Garage. So let's go ahead and let's jump right into it. Okay, so first off, we're not going to be talking about something that's actually Dukes of Hazzard related, kind of. We're going to be talking about two Hot Wheels classics that I had pulled from right here. If you saw them disappear, voila, here they are. It's like magic, you know? YouTube. I mean, it's magic, man. But here is a black 1969 Dodge Charger with opening hoods. Here is a yellow one, and these are Hot Wheels classics, and these are really cool to have around the collection. I love them because that also resembles, it's like a mix between the modern day technology, or the modern day packaging, sorry, and then the old packaging like they had back in the 60s and the 70s. So, and these are also from the series too, so these things are also, they're kind of rare to find, and that makes them even more special. And now we're going to be talking about not this car, because there's a lot more to come with that one. But we're going to be talking about this 1968 Dodge Charger RT. Now, I bought this at a convention a while back, and I have to say, even without the decals and stuff, there's no doubt that this company, whoever made this, was definitely shooting to look like the General Lee, except for maybe the tail lights. But I gotta say, I'll take that off so you can get a better look at her. Wow, look at that. The sad thing about this is it doesn't have any opening doors and stuff. But if you wanted to, you could take the screws off the bottom and you could really let her sit on a shelf and look pretty. Which, even in the case, I'd recommend leaving this one in the case because it also, A, it protects it, and B, makes it look really good as I drop it. The casing, though, it did get busted, so that will fall out from time to time. So I would be very careful with cases like that, because that plastic is, obviously, it's made in China. Anything that comes out of China that's plastic is made of junk, just saying. Okay, now we're going to be talking about our first Dukes of Hazzard related thing. I hope you all enjoy it. This is a custom car that I've talked about it before in a YouTube short, but I haven't really gone in depth about it all that much. So I'm going to show you this Hot Wheels gray 1969 Dodge Charger, which is originally from a series which I believe was from the 50th anniversary, the Stars and Stripes series, which is obviously exclusively in America. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this out of the protector, and I'm going to show you exactly what this car looks like. You cannot buy these. This is originally a Charger, I think this was originally a red Charger with stripes and stuff on it, and it was had all kind of this stuff on it. Instead, it's got a Confederate flag on there. It says General Lee, and it has 01. Now, this car right here, funny enough, is actually the original color for the General Lee. I know, it's crazy. But that Confederate gray right there, which, I mean, in the Hot Wheels world, it's Zamac. There's no paint on this car. I just don't think. Yeah, there's no paint on it. This is what you would consider a Zamac in the Hot Wheels world. But this car is a kind of a Confederate grayish color, which was the original color for that car right there, the General Lee. The original was going to be the original color, but they thought gray doesn't look good on screen, and it also just doesn't fit the car. So let's go with a bright color like orange. I think that's a great idea. And then they also changed the interior to tan, which we'll get into that in just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this back in the protector case to make sure she looks pretty for years to come. Alright, so now I'm going to be talking about this little thing right here, which you probably can't see it very well. It's on a jump. It's a little dusty too. I might dust it off just a little bit. This was in a very recent YouTube short. It's a black 1969 Dodge Charger, just a regular Hot Wheels one. But the reason I have this is because in Season 7, Episode 1 of the Dukes of Hazzard, there was an episode called Happy Birthday, General Lee. And that episode, well, it kind of explained how the General Lee came to be, and it was also a very short, a little amount of time at the very beginning and the very end. It just kind of did a little happy birthday thing for the General Lee, and I think they had a happy birthday hat or something, and they had a cake that had the car on it, which I thought was a really good idea. Good job to the producers for the Dukes of Hazzard. Nailed it on that one. So it started out as a black 1969 Dodge Charger. It was beat up because a couple of gangsters or some bad guys, they got a hold of this car, and they jumped it, they wrecked it, and they found it in the woods. Then somebody came to tow the car to a junkyard. Then later on, the Dukes were looking for a race car because they had this hot engine in it, a 426 Hemi that they were going to throw into it. And they were like, well, we've got the engine. All we need is a car. Then they went to a Boss Hog to get a loan. Then they went to the junkyard to get the black 1969 Dodge Charger, which, believe it or not, Future became that guy right there, the General Lee. So that's how a little black 1969 Dodge Charger became the world famous General Lee, which also made this sound famous. Alright, so anywho, now we're going to be moving on to another piece right here that's kind of in the corner right here, kind of as a scene. I have, I'll actually show it here. I have a lift, which actually came with a 1959 Volkswagen double cab truck. But I wanted it as a lift for my Dukes of Hazzard, so I robbed the truck off of it. And it's in this collection right under here, the Volkswagen collection. And I stole it, and I said, okay, I have this junky looking General Lee that I hand painted. Has a rebel flag on the top. So, well, don't we just throw it on the top of that thing and make it a lift? So, that's exactly what I did to it. I chucked it on the top of that lift. I shoved it over in the corner. And also, a friend of mine gave me this toolbox. I thought, hey, this would be a pretty neat idea to put down beside this General Lee right here to make it look like it's a workshop. And this next thing is music related. If, by the way, follow me on the Banjo Kid YouTube channel. And I'm also, Banjo Kid is also on TikTok. Yes, TikTok. And also, I think that we're on Facebook as well. I have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure we're on Facebook. Okay, so here, speaking of music, I have a 01 guitar pick because what can go wrong with an 01 guitar pick? Not a lot. Alright, so now we're going to be talking about some of the cars I have in the case here. And I'm just going to start taking them out one by one, just kind of explaining what they are. First off, I'm going to explain this one here that was also in a recent YouTube short. Just make sure I'm doing okay on time here, and yes, I am. I had a couple of stickers, and a friend of mine did this up. It says General Lee, rebel flag on the back. It's just, was this in the movie or in the TV show? No, it wasn't. But it's a hot rod. It's the General Lee. It just fits. So, like I said, not in the TV show, but it's a custom car that only in my collection that I have, which I thought was pretty dang cool. Okay, now we're going to be moving on to something that you can buy that's not custom. I mean, it kind of is, but Cooter's Garage. You go to Cooter's Garage, you can get the dipstick right here, the sheriff's car. Right on the back, I think it says Dodge. Yes, it says Dodge. Hazzard County, small lettering, says Sheriff on there. Pretty standard police car, which you would find in the Dukes of Hazzard TV show. We know those taillights as they go whee into a ditch after epically missing the jump, while the General Lee makes it perfectly. You know why? Because General Lee is better than these old cop cars. But still, it's nice to have in the Dukes of Hazzard collection to have it on display. Okay, so that's the cop car. Now we're going to be talking about Cooter's tow truck. Now, obviously, Where do you get Cooter's tow truck? Cooter's Garage. And I think they have one in Nashville. They have one in Pigeon Forge, and I think they also have one in Georgia somewhere. It's not Covington. I don't know. If somebody knows where that Cooter's Garage is in Georgia, please throw it down in the comments so I know where to go. Thanks. Did not mean to rhyme like Dr. Seuss. So, anywho, this is a Cooter's Garage. It says Hazzard County Garage on there. Cooter's Garage prop and all that stuff. Just pretty simple, but it's got really nice details. Just looks just like the one from the TV show. So now we're going to carefully put this back up. Now we're going to be talking about Daisy's Jeep, which you can buy again at Cooter's Garage or online. So here's Daisy's Jeep. It says Daisy on the side. It says Jeep on there. It's very small lettering. Tan interior, and I think that hood opens up. That and also the little glass, it folds down and comes up just like on the real cars, which I thought was a very nice touch by the people who make these cars. Actually, who does make these cars? Johnny Lightning. Johnny Lightning makes these toys, and I think also Greenlight makes them as well. I have to fact check that though. But anywho, these are really good, nice models. They really, really show what the cars were like on the Dukes of Hazzard. Like I say, if you can't have the real car, have a model. It's half the price, or a lot more than half the price, and you can store it and have it on display, and it doesn't include any taxes, which is great. And by the way, the government in the U.S., please do not start charging taxes on Hot Wheels. I'd be in debt a couple thousand. Okay, anywho, now we're going to be talking about one of my prized possessions in this collection, besides this large generally right here, which I'm going to talk about here in just a second. We're going to be talking about the one generally that I have, which is the most expensive piece probably in my collection, is this 1969 Dodge Charger built by Ertl in 1981. 1981. And it's still in the package. Now, granted, packaging, it is starting to come off a little bit. I might have to super glue that. I'm not totally sure. But you can see this was originally sold at Target. It was also sold on clearance for 50 cents back in 1981. 50 cents for a car like this. Man, a lot of people would kill for those prices nowadays. Now you have to go out and for a Hot Wheels car for $1.25, and that's a Hot Wheel. Ertl, you go to Tractor Supply, you're down $5 or $7 for one of these things. And they don't even sell the General Lee anymore. And they sell trucks like this, farm equipment. See on the bottom, Ertl, that kind of stuff. Which I love this kind of stuff. I mean, you can make farm scenes and stuff. You can add these to your O-scale train layout, but they don't make hot rod cars like this anymore, which I wish they would. But anywho, that's my prized possession. One of my friends got me this for my birthday, and yeah, like I said, I feel like I should be wearing white gloves to touch this car because it's so rare to find something like this still in the package. Carefully lay that down. Now I'm going to show you a couple of other pieces that I have, and then this should be it for it. Just going to quickly go over some of these cars. First off, we have an original Ertl. This is an original Boss Hog Cadillac right here. Completely original. Completely. I actually still have the cardboard whenever I got it. Right there. That car sold for $1. $1 back in 1982. 1982. Yes, so that car sold from in 1982 sold for $1. So that's pretty crazy. Now we have a Hot Wheels related thing called the Dixie Challenger. Now this thing is very beat up, and I know that. But I still think it's a nice piece because it does have a ripped up rebel flag. It's orange, so No, they're whispering the Dukes of Hazzard. Even Hot Wheels does it. Even in cars today, they still do it. But anywho, this is basically the car. Not much to say about it other than the Dukes of Hazzard is still out there, and nobody can do anything about it. Alright, so now we're going to be talking about yet another Hot Wheels custom somebody did. This is my original General Lee. Rebel flag, basic stuff. That General Lee, it's the original Hot Wheel. I think this one was released in, doesn't say, but shoot, 1 second, 1,000. I'm done. I had to fix the car. It had flipped over. Really cool model. Love to have it. It's a good piece of my collection. Go ahead and slip that back on. Then we have an